Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another Marine ECM, this time on a 5.0 Alpha Freshwater Cool ECM from New Jersey. Gary Redmond, this is your computer. His concerns are fuel pump running all the time and an alarm that beeps constantly. All right, so let me, well, as normal, show you the connections. I know my tripod is, not my tripod, my microphone boom is on the way, but you can see the computer in there. Let me just show you. It's an ECM0708 from 2007. The calibration is 8M22288. And that's it, right? So I'm going to keep it here so you can see the computer. This is the IAC substituted value that I used, right, at that slide so we can see it on the video easily. And yeah, let me put the meter and the diagram. The meter will show us when we have the fiber reference. I'm going to, well, first, let me actually put you here. The fuel pump is here. So when I turn the computer on, the fuel pump should come for 2 seconds and then go away. That is a normal thing. And then when it runs all the time, always on, but not when the ignition is on. So let's take a look at that. All right, the fuel pump is definitely on, and I can see the beep, which is this yellow light that I'm pointed on here. That is the constant alarm that he's actually complaining about. We do have the fiber reference, but yeah, the fuel pump is staying on as he has said on his note. So I'm going to go over that as well. So let me get the diagram and the meter away so we can see those notes. All right, this is his email. Obviously, I remove most of his personal information. Says, when I turn the key on, the fuel pump does not just prime and shuts off. It continues running until the key is turned off. In addition, the alarm sounds continuously instead of giving me the normal quick beep and stopping. Thanks, Gary. And this is just to show you the note that he sent me. Also, he asked me to send the diagram report ASAP. And the reason of that is because I'm about to leave to Alaska. So I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to repair it because I didn't know what time the computer was going to come, but it got here today. So I'm actually testing it now. And hopefully I can repair it. All right, so let's go back to this view. Let me get that in my screen too. And let me put the meter back and the diagram. All right, so let's go over to diagram and connect to the computer. And let's look at the codes. So I have it already previously connected so I can make this quicker. The computer has, 254 hours. So not many hours on it, but we can see definitely the horn output is probably constantly on. Starboard client overheat, overspeed, map sensor low, Guardian strategy, and block pressure, oil pressure low. So 254.63. I always use my temperatures as my control pit. So right now I have the coolant temperature at 57.2 and the air temperature. Where is air temperature? I know it's somewhere in here. Coolant, starboard, manifold pressure. All right, no legacy temperature. Because I got port, starboard, coolant. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't see it. 60.8. So those are my control pits. So anything that has that 57 and 60 will be mine, and the other ones will be his. All right, so 254.63. So this one is a minute before he just got here. And that is the oil pressure circuit low, and there is no data pit in here about the oil pressure. Not sure why, because it is definitely an important pit. But we can see the temperatures are 80, 60, and 80, 60, which is kind of weird and perfectly match each other. Battery voltage is okay, and we have 100% power on this one. The next one is fuel pump circuit relay, 13.95. 725 RPM, but it says the engine is dead. Kind of weird. It has RPM with a dead engine. I mean, when it's dead, it should be 0, right? All right, let's keep going. The next one is a shift anticipating switch, which is very common on this Alpha to give problems. But we can see the temperatures. Those are like 20 minutes before coming here. This other one is horn output. Again, those are his 13 volts, maybe 254, 63. I might be here because those temperatures are really close to what I have here. All right, let's keep going up. Neutral over speed. Those temperatures are not mine. Battery voltage looks good. 100% power. And neutral, 3,400 RPMs. Definitely, I mean, in neutral, 3,400. I will set up that fall, but nothing abnormal. Fuel injector open. Fuel injector 1 open. And those are definitely his. Engine was running at 675 RPM. So battery voltage was good. Available power 28. Not sure if he was doing a test or what happened here. But definitely, I mean, we have a fault. Fitted. These are definitely mine. Fuel level circuit, that's mine. Fuel injector 2 open as well. And this is just a little before coming in here. I'm not sure if these are him trying to do a test and see if he can make it run or what, because it's not part of his concerns. And what else we have? Trim circuit low, that is here, and those are not connected. All right, see if we can make it run. All right, the computer is running. The fuel pump is on. It's been on all the time. I can see the 4 injector drivers, all 4.7, 4.6, so that's correct. They're all reading across the same, but nothing abnormal in there. I do have oil pressure, which is reading good, so I'm going to change that bit to see if it reads. Yeah, it's reading good. So the oil pressure, so you might have a problem on the oil pressure because sensor ground and sensor power are there, so you might have an oil pressure, either an oil pressure problem or a sensor that is bad. I'm going to change now the temperature. Right now the coolant temperature is reading 57. Now that I show you that, I'm going to increase the temperature normal to around 150, 160 Fahrenheit. No, that's too much. About there, that's fine. And the air temperature, I'm going to keep it in 60. That should not affect anything. The rest is good. We got an IAC of 29, but the IAC is off. Hopefully you can see here, that light is not even coming on. So we have a problem on the IAC and a problem on the fuel pump. For the rest, I can see injectors working good. The EST signal is there as well. It has 100% power. So we have problems with the IAC and problems with the fuel pump. So let me see. Well, first, let me do one thing. Let's go over to fault codes and read the fault codes to see what is present now. Horn output, fuel level circuit high. I'm surprised it's not complaining about the IAC. Let me increase the speed. I'm going to go higher to see if we can get those percentage on the IAC higher as well. It is going into like 32%. I need to change the throttle in order that to take effect even more. Staying at 30. I'm going to change that so you guys can see how much percentage on the IAC duty cycle is there. Even though, I mean, even at 30, this should be lighting up a little bit, and it's nothing. It's completely off. So let me increase more the RPM. See, right now it's at 99.98, and that the slide is not doing anything. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to keep that in there. I'm going to remove the connection. I am connected in the IAC in the pin 20 for the IAC. I'm going to connect now. The test light is connected to power, and then the computer should provide a ground. I'm going to connect it to ground, a steady ground, so you can see that that test light is working perfectly. And you always want to check your equipment to make sure that you're not condemning something that is working good and it's just because you got a bad tool. But it's not the case. So at 99%, that test light should be nice and bright, and it's not the case. So we do have two issues. I'm going to bring the idle, the RPM to idle, 650. So give me 1 second to do that. And get the throttle to around 10%. Those are the only things that I'm going to change for now. But I am surprised that we have no full code for the IAC. But still only showing the horn output, and that's it. All right, so I'm going to turn the computer off because we should have on the test in here. I'm going to show you two things. First, the system information, and that is going to populate the calibration so we can see, and he can see that this calibration is May 07. So calibration from 2007, and the calibration number is 8M2002288. And I was able to read it from the sticker, so that is actually correct. But now that we're here, you see right here, we got the IAC output test. So in here, we should be able to increase the same percentage of the IAC and see this if this is working. It says this test should be performed with a shift gear position in neutral with the engine idle and normal operating temperature. All right, so, wait a second. It says something about engine idling. With the engine idling at a normal operating temperature. Oh, it makes no sense. Now we can see that nothing is happening, but it's asking me to do it with the engine idling. And in neutral, which I think I have it in gear. So let me go back to connect to the computer. But reading my codes, yes, I am in gear, so I need to change the shift, which is this one. I'm going to erase the full codes and read the full codes again, but not from there, from here, to see if now that shows its faults with neutral. I mean, the IAC doesn't matter. The IAC should be working now, no doubt about it. I'm just trying to operate the IAC myself. Yes, you see now the trim circuit is showing in running and in neutral. So that is, again, the switch is working good. All right, so let's go over to tests, and then let's do the IAC output. It says this test should be performed with a shift gear position in neutral with the engine idling at a normal operating temperature. So we already meet all those expectations, and it's idling. So let's see if anything changes, and no, nothing changes. As you can see right now, I'm commanding at 100%, and nothing is happening in here. And I am positive this is connected properly, and this is the IAC. I use it all the time. So yeah, this is definitely a confirmation that is also bad, and we have a stock driver for the fuel pump. So what I need to do now is open this computer and see what I see inside and see if it's possible to repair this. I think that is not going to be an issue, and I'm most likely going to be able to repair this computer and send it back to him before I leave, right? Okay, let me do this, and I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I finished the repairs, and this is sometimes the only way that I can actually finish testing and give the customer a resolution, right? So doing the repair. Yes, this was having a lot of damaged components, but it's a successful repair. All right, things that I want to show you. A little far away, but I think I can show you from there. Is the fuel pump. I have the computer now on. I'm going to turn it off right here. I'm going to turn the computer off. Just again, look at this position, and then you'll see the fuel pump comes on and now goes off, which is exactly the way it's supposed to be. All right, so in the next thing, remember the IAC now working, and I'm going to demonstrate as well that you don't need to have the boat running for this test. Let me move this so we can get a little better focus. So again, the same connector and pin 20 for the IAC. And then now we're going to do the IAC test. The engine is not running, no RPMs, nothing. And I'm going to increase these values. And you can now see, let me just show you the light, going into the 100%. And I can decrease it to 0. Yeah, you can definitely see that in there. And now both drivers that were bad are now good. All right, so let's connect to the computer. I'm going to reset. And here, not the RPM history, but the fault history. And I'm also going to switch the gear selector back to gear. Like that, I don't get the neutral overspeed or nothing like that. And then now everything is 0 out as far as fault codes. And we can actually read that. If I read the fault history in data, we should have only now the RPMs and, you know, the trim, fuel level circuit, pitot, and you can see nothing else in here. No battery, no horn output, no nothing else. And now we got 254.77. So you can see now that there is no other fault codes in here. All right, so let's run this. And I'm going to show you the RPM pit. What I want you to see is immediately this. Look at the IAC output now. And that's only on 29%. But with the IAC running, the test, that's like you saw how dim that light was. But when the vehicle is running, the boat is running, that IAC has to be in control. Otherwise, you will not have a steady idle. And this is now perfect. Remember also the yellow light. Let me get you here. Remember that we had the fuel pump and then a yellow light here? That was the horn. No more. So no more beeping, no more fuel pump problem, and the IAC is fully operational. So this is a successful repair. Gary, your computer is done. It's fixed. So I'm going to contact you because I was trying to hustle out because, again, I'm going for vacation and I need to make sure that I could repair this one. And it is done. And I know that he's going to be very happy because this is a portion of what a new computer will cost. So, I mean, these computers can go up to $2,500. And of course, this is going to be just a fraction, that's a correct term, a fraction of the cost. But it's now with all drivers new, pre-drivers, capacitors, diodes, I checked everything. And it's working good. So, yep. I'm going to keep it running just for my testing here and then save the last history for the customer as well. But this is, again, a successful repair. If you guys are here and you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. That really helped my small business a lot. As a small business owner, that's the only way that I can be found if you help me. Every time you subscribe to the channel, YouTube promotes my videos more and more. And that's how actually you find me, because others subscribe to my channel. So please, if you do so, thank you so much. The same thing, if you have a marine or automotive ECM or instrument cluster for repair, I'm going to put in the title of this video my website so you can copy and paste it, and then send me an email first, and then we can start a conversation about where to send it and everything. Even though in the website is very self-explanatory, sometimes people is looking for like a price for the repairs. I don't have a whole huge list of that because a lot of repairs are based on testing it here, because if I give you a fixed amount, it's going to be always that huge amount. And no, I don't believe in that. I believe in repair costs based on the damage. And that is very important. All right? All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.